Big weekend of racing coming up in Hong Kong out at Sha Tin this Sunday. 10 races, a bit of where the fashion meets the races. It's Sha Ladies' Purse Day.
Money Catcher's got him, and the Sha Ladies' Purse as well. Money Catcher beat Beauty Joy and Senor Toba. Straight Aaron in front, he's holding on, and he wins. Encountered, beat Circuit Stella, really good finish. Little Running Glory in front though, and he's going to win it. Super Sunny Sings cutting him down. What a day, Vincent Ho. Big win, Chris Ho. Super Sunny Sing. He won the Classic Cup.
There it is, and to preview Sha Ladies' Purse Day, joined in the studio by Paul Ellie and Tom Wood. And Tom, as we saw in that montage, the defending champion is back.
He is Money Catcher. I don't think he's without a chance in the race as well, Money Catcher. Of course, he's got the big weight, but he does love racing over the 1,800 metres at Sha Tin. But it looks ideally set up this race, I think, of course, for Super Sunny Sing with the light weight. But a few others, I think, can play their part in the race too.
We're going to hear from Chris So very, very shortly. Firstly, we need to hear from Paul Ellie. Are there jackpots?
Yeah, there is. There's a good triple trio jackpot. 4.8 million going into the bin there. So that should get up to over the 8 million mark. Good races right throughout the card. A lot of first starters as well. Some really interesting ones.
Some have trolled really well, haven't they?
Really good, yeah.
Straight into the meeting details for the 10 races, which will take place on the C+3 course this week. All of them are on the turf. Meeting number 16 for the season, 1 o'clock start time. The 2 races we preview will be in reverse order on the show. We'll start with race 7. We'll take a break and then come back for race number 5. The Sha Ladies' Purse is race number 7. And we do have Money Catcher at the top. Encountered just his second start over 1,800 metres. Senor Toba's a Group 3 winner over this trip. Straight Aaron is unbeaten at this distance. Super Sunny Sing's only start over the 1,800 was winning the Classic Cup. Champion Dragon is a 2-time winner over the 1,800. Last City Blanche, barrier number 1, had some traffic issues last time when making ground. First up from a break, Tom.
Pace here, Mark, with Money Catcher. He'll go forward and to try and dictate. He was able to lead all of the way in this race last year. Champion Dragon likely to be there. The winner from a couple of seasons ago, Torbjorn Diamond, could be a bit closer this time round. But Paul, what do they do with Nimble Nimbus?
Yeah, look, he was wide last start, wasn't he? He tried to take some cover, and he did get a little bit of cover, but I just wonder if he'll try and push on from that wide draw. One good thing about the 1,800 metre start, there's a really long run until that first bend.
There is over 800 metres to that first turn. More from the boys very, very shortly. We're heading out to Sha Tin right now, where Nick spoke to the trainer of Super Sunny Sing. It's Chris So.
Chris So,
yes.
A big weekend of racing coming up, and your stable Star is going to take to the racecourse behind us, Super Sunny Sing, of course, in the Sha Ladies' Purse. It's been an exciting build-up, really, hasn't it, with this horse for you?
Of course, you know, I think, you know, a lot of people, you know, expect the horse is you know, can win the group. So, you know, I think it's a challenge this time. You know, at least, you know, we can try to see how much good is this horse. So, you know, it's just like what we said. You know, the horse is have a good season to start. So, you know, we really want to try to put him to the top. So, you know, I think, you know, Sha is a good test for him.
It is Super Sunny Sing the leader with 1:25 to go. He's a length over Spirited Express. Meaningful Star on the best peach. Super Sunny Sing is in front, and the favourite is going to be Too Good, Super Sunny Sing.
Chris, talk to me about the season so far. I mean, he's had a couple of runs. He's won his most recent of them. Have you and all the team been very sort of pleased with the preparation leading up to the big one?
Yeah, I think so. You know, because we're talking about, you know, everyone expect the horse is nice horse. You know, we try to put him to the top rating, but you know, Super Sunny Sing so far, you know, only 100 points. So, you know, we try to push him to the top. The first thing is, you know, we have to get a winner, and even international we entry for the 60 and 2000, but in between, you know, we have to prove the horse is is a good horse. We have to race him in maybe from 16, 18, and 2000. So I think Sasa is a good test for him.
In your mind, as his trainer, obviously you know him perhaps better than anybody. You talk of the mile and the 2000. Sort of just looking ahead, which sort of direction do you see him going? Where do you think he's best placed potentially?
For me, I think 2000 he still can handle, but it depends on the pace. Even last year, I think the Derby he still ran okay. I'm happy, but I think the pace is a bit slow. I think he hit the line strong, but still ran maybe 7 or something like that. But I'm not disappointed. But of course, everybody think I think it's a 16 for him. Seems like it's a good distance for him. But in the 16, we have to against Golden 60 and Tony Cruz, the good horse. So that's why we need to decide. So we have to do more. Maybe we try for the Sasa, and let's see how he's performed, and we can plan for the next plan.
I get the sense that you're an extremely proud trainer of this horse. Would that be true?
Of course, yeah. Of course, it's not find a good horse. It's not actually Hong Kong. It's not easy to find over 100 horses. So and I'm very lucky. The horse is healthy. Everything goes right. I pray for that.
There he is, Chris. So it's a conundrum, Tom, isn't it? If you go to the 1600, you race Golden 60, California Spangle. You throw him over 2000, you strike Romantic Warrior. Yeah, so they've got options, but they're not easy options. So you would have to lift it certainly a bit on his rating to be competitive, I think, against those real top liners. But from what we've seen, Paul, he's heading in the right direction, and so whatever they choose after this weekend, the world's at their mercy, really. Yeah, and definitely. And this race is definitely a race for, a really good race from in the handicap conditions, because he comes in really well. This is what he did first up. Paul, new rider this week too, no Vincent Ho, so Matthew Chadwick gets on board, and Matthew has ridden him to victory in the past. Yeah, so he does know the horse, Super Sunny Singh. This was second up, and look, he just came out and he just hit the line really strong. He's only had the one go over the 1800 metres. He's won it as well, and of course that was the second leg of the 4-year-old series. So look, I think the distance is good, the weight looks good. It looks a perfect race for him. Yeah, it does. They'll be hoping for a bit of pace on for sure. If Muddy Catcher was to slow it down too much, that could be a little bit of a problem with his racing style. He has been back to the trials, Tom. There he is running last. The further they went, the more impressive he looked, didn't he? This was too short at 1200 metres. Yeah, it certainly was. They ran 1:11.25 for this trial. I think it's Divine Era up in front there. But look, he finished off really well over the final stages. Best part of this trial was his last 200 metres when he really stretched out, was asked for a good maximum effort. Form out of the trial's been okay, Paul. Durham's, no, that's not Durham Star, unfortunately. But he moved through the line really well. He did, didn't he? And you look at the trial after the line, you can see he was almost in front 100 metres afterwards. There's his report card, Paul. Yeah, look, and he's got really good win stats there with 6 wins from his 12 starts as well. The course and distance, he's 1 from 1. Look, the track doesn't seem to worry him. He's good on all types of tracks as well, so he's a very versatile horse. Yeah, he's shown plenty of what we've seen so far, and the 1800 metres will be right up his alley. He'll just be looking for that pace on. That'll be the only little question mark. Here's a replay of some of his opposition, Tom, including Money Catcher, who's wide encountered. He bounced back here after being disappointing first up, and Straight Aaron and Senor Toba, they both go up in trip. Yeah, I think Muddy Catcher's really going to come on here from this first run. Look where he is, posted here, 3 wide, no cover basically the whole race. Last year's winner, I thought he stayed on pretty well here behind California Spangle. He was able to lead in this race all the way last season. This was, of course, over a mile, and we see the best of him when he gets up over 1800 metres and further, Muddy Catcher. So I think he's definitely right in this, Paul. Senor Toba wasn't bad here in this run. Yeah, I'm going to include Senor Toba because I thought he hit the line nicely, and it was good to see Encountered come back. He came from behind Money Catcher and ran second. So both those two are good runs from me. Here are the sectional times, Paul, on that race because California Spangle just pinched it in the lead. Yeah, he did, didn't he? And you can see them there for yourself with Encountered running home in there in second. Money Catcher, he ended up 5th. I'm not so worried about the pace in this race because I think Champion Dragon and Nimble Nimbus will ensure it's going to be a good, fastly run race. Yeah, especially if Nimble Nimbus has to come across from out wide. You can see Senor Toba running home the quickest there for his last 400, 22.29. And Counter's got a bit more weight to carry this time round. He goes from 117 to 128, so he's second to top weight here. He is indeed. We're going to this replay now, Paul. We'll focus with you first on Last City Blanche because you were keen on him this day at any old price. He's second last turning for home, and he strikes some bad traffic trouble at the 300.
He does, doesn't he? And look, I think it probably cost him a placing. I don't know if he would have actually won the race, but the horse that got the run actually ended up winning, which is Rising from Ashes. And he didn't get much luck whatsoever. Champion Dragon, look, he stayed on. We know he's going to be right on the pace. And there he had to sort of come off heels. Sha Tin will jump aboard. He's got a good profile, this horse. He's similar to Top Act when he came in and won the race, and also NASA coming in with the bottom weight. These light-weighted horses do well in this race.
Yes, 13 pounds out of the handicap. Champion Dragon's 11 pounds out of the handicap, and Nimble Nimbus is 9 pounds out of the handicap. So I feel maybe for couple of them might be a little bit rich, this.
Running Glory up at Chung Fa now. He's had 4 trials. Interestingly enough, John Size has put him over the mile in 3 of them.
Yeah, so he's had the miles put into his legs. Zach Purton is riding here. He's a 7-time winner of his 21 starts. 2 of them have been course and distance here at Sha Tin. He has one up to the 2,000 metres as well. Now, he was lame in a right front leg after his last start back in the middle part of May. I don't think he's the worst here, Paul, off a freshen up.
No, not at all. And look, he hasn't won fresh up in the past, but they've put a bit of extra work into him. He has won second up in the past, but not first up.
He's never missed a top 3 over the 1,800 metres at Sha Tin either, has Running Glory. So that's a look at the runners in the Sa Ladies Purse. Who are you with?
Well, I'm going to go with Super Sunny Singh. I think this race is a perfect race for him. He's clearly on top here. He's got barrier 10, but he gets back anyway. And I'm confident there's going to be pace in this race. Last City Blanche, he's got a really good profile coming into. I know he's slightly out of the handicap, but comes in with a lightweight, and we've seen the light-rated runners do really well in this. We haven't really got to the bottom of him yet. He's only had the 9 starts. And counted, he's the opposite. He's got to carry a bit of weight, but drawn nicely in barrier 6. And I like the fact Sinyatoba coming up in distance and running that quick sectional with his last start. 7-10-2-3.
7 on top for me as well, Super Sunny Singh. He looks the horse to beat here at the weights in this handicap contest at Group 3 level. Super Sunny Singh for Chris So and Matthew Chadwick. I do think Money Catches the real improver off his first run with 123 pounds last time out, covering ground. He was the previous winner of this race and certainly enjoys getting up over ground, and he gets 1,800 metres here to suit. And Counter's got more weight, but he was much better last time out compared to the Group 3 run behind Healthy Happy. And then I put in Straight Aaron, who I think will improve as well. He's third up coming into this. Lyle Hewitson and Casper Founds. He's 2 from 2 course and distance. Straight Aaron. 7, 1, 2 and 4.
That is the preview for race number 7, the Sa Ladies Purse. After a break here on Racing to Win, we're going to rewind after this and back with race number 5. Welcome back to Racing to Win. We're going to preview race 5 shortly, but we're going back further in time than race number 5 now, Paul, because it is the last run reminder. And who have you found for us at this meeting?
Well, a last start winner. He's just had the 1 win this season, but the way he won this race, I just think that he's got so much rating points in hand, and that's Green and White. You can see him there. He was a little bit slow away. He had to carry the big weight too. He carried 135, and he really picked himself up nicely. He got himself a 3-wide position, but he had plenty of cover there. And as you can see, he was still wide the whole way. So it was a really good effort. And around the turn, he was sort of 4 wide even. So once he got into the straight, he never gave it away at all. This was off a rating of 60. He's up to 66 rating. I still think there's plenty of points in hand for him, and I just really like the way that he finished off this race really nicely. So I think he's a horse that is quite exciting. I think he's sort of going places as well. He's up here into Class 3, but he now has to only carry 121. So the less weight on his back, I think he's more than capable of winning. And this horse and Lost Child, they did go clear together. He was getting a little bit tired at the end, but he was entitled to. I thought it was a good run.
He looked like he'd shown plenty of upside in his trials before his debut run, and of course he was beaten there, but he's gone on with it, and I think he's really strengthened up.
All right, that's a really good push. Race 10, number 7, a Green and White, this week's last run reminder. On to race number 5 now, and it is a Class 2 over the 1,600 metres, and a gear change Eremo pacifiers with the cows off, the blinkers go back on. Ching has his second start in Class 2. Happy Together comes up in grade on the back of that previous victory. Superb Boy is shooting for the hat-trick. Beautyverse has the hood coming off, and Snaffles has had 3 starts this season, and he has placed in all of them, Tom.
Yeah, there's not really a clear leader in this race. so it might be left up to a horse like Beauty Live. And moments in time, he was sort of midfield on the inside for his Hong Kong debut. Superb Boy shouldn't be too far away. Irimo had the trail pretty much on the all-weather last time out. Snaffles, he somehow ended up wide from a low barrier draw last time out. Snaffles, you wouldn't think that happens this time round. And then Powerful Wings. And Beauty versus Paul, he won the stay last season.
He did, yeah, but just from his draw, I think he might go back. Beauty versus, look, you're right about there's no clear lead. I mean, Superb Boy likes to race on the pace, and he's up from 14 to 16. So from his low draw, they might even want to go on with him. But I think Beauty Live's led in the past and run well, so he was the most logical one.
We'll have more from the boys again shortly on race number 5. Firstly, though, Nick spoke to the jockey of Happy Together, Alexi Bedell.
Alexi, Happy Together is, well, looks to be a really nice ride for you on the weekend. Got the win last time on stable debut for Frankie Law, and he did a good job.
Yeah, very much. That was a good effort, you know, being away from the races for a while, and he won convincingly first up. That was a nice job.
He's a horse you've always had a bit of an association with, obviously formerly with Richard Gibson, but you've now won a couple on him. He's got form around some strong ones. I thought the way he battled on last time to beat Snaffles was very creditable.
Yeah, correct. He's always been a quality horse in my mind, and I think he proved it last time. That was a good effort, and I'm hoping he can step up to a Class 2 level and keep doing well.
He's got a decent draw as well. How much of a plus point is that in your mind?
I think, yeah, of course, it's supposed to make it easier, you know, but he's a very easy horse. You just ride him wherever he's comfortable. He can quicken in the straight, so it's just about being in the right spot and having a smooth run on the straight.
There he is, Happy Together, and Snaffle sitting the post together there with Happy Together victorious. Our replay, Paul, features Beauty Live running 6th. He has been up to Chung Fa and won a trial since this, and the Best Peach will have to shoulder the 135 as top weights.
Yeah, you can see look, he was right on the pace here, Beauty Live, so that's why I thought he might try and get on the pace here. Look, he's going to carry the big weight, the Best Peach, but he's going nicely enough at the moment, and he gets to the outside, and he finished off strongly enough, so he's going well.
It's quite an interesting race because it's a Class 2 with a band of 90 through 70, so he's carrying top weight here this time round. He only carried 123 last time out. Awkward barrier draw, but he should be able to slot in, and he was finishing off quite strongly there. Of course, he has run since.
Galaxy Witness, Tom, he's never won past 1,400 metres. Where's he at the moment?
Well, he's had 553 days without a win now, Galaxy Witness. I think they had high hopes for him, but he hasn't really lived up to the billing, I feel, Galaxy Witness. Made some ground from back in the field here at Happy Valley, but I'm still not convinced, Paul, that he's a 1,600 metre horse.
Yeah, I don't know what his actual right distance is with him, but the way he finished off here, you'd think 1,650 is good, and the form's come out really well there because Spirit Express has come out and won, the horse on his inside. So I'm going to include him on a minor line because I think he can run on in this race. Look, he didn't win last season, but he was placed a few times.
Snaffles, Paul, you've been with him pretty much right throughout the season. He's been very consistent. Is he in there again this week?
Yeah, he goes in once again, Snaffles. Look, I haven't got him on top. I've got one to beat him in this, but he got really wide, but I thought he was entitled to win about now, and the last couple of starts he's looked like that. He was unlucky 2 back. Look, he's a consistent horse without winning, so look, I definitely want to include him.
Yeah, so he's got 119 pounds here up in grade. He carried 130 last time out. He's off a rating here of 72. He had barrier 2 last time out and ended up midfield and wide. Stayed on well, but was no match for the new horse Ensued.
It was a big win by Ensued. He was 3 wide the trip and kept on going. Superb Boy, Tom. He's just been a real find since he's been able to step up in trip. He won over 1,000, but since he's been to the 1,400, he's unbeaten. Extra furlong this week.
He travelled really well, but the horse was on his inside. Massive Action really made him work for it over the final stages. The form out of this race has been all right because Lightning Bolt is in it and the Purple Cap behind them, and he's come out and won out of this race twice since. He's been fresh in coming into this Superb Boy. I think he's one of the leading chances here for sure, Paul.
Yeah, definitely. Massive Action's come out and won again as well. He's won since this race, and it was a really fastly run race. So for him to stick on those two, there was good runs from both of them. And Superb Boy's first time up to 1,600 metres. That's just the query. But the way he stayed on, I think the 1,600 will be fine.
It'll certainly be fine, Paul, for this horse. Chingy's a 4-time winner over the mile. He's had 2 trials. didn't run the 2,000 metres last time, so the drop back in trip is going to be a plus, you'd imagine.
Yeah, and look, he's been placed fresh up in the past as well. Ching, the trial was good enough here. He's drawn nicely in barrier 1. So the only thing is he hasn't got any early gate speed, so I don't think he's going to be able to take advantage of barrier number 1. But if he gets out and runs home, I think he can run home strongly enough.
He's had a few issues, unacceptable performance, blood on the trachea last time. He's also failed the vet exam for blood on a scope after one of his barrier trials. So there's a few little things behind the scenes there with Ching, but barrier 1's going to give him every opportunity.
So let's look at some replays for race number 5. One stable that's running hot, and we saw his horse in this race, Paul, during the Powerful Wings. We focused on Snaffles because you've been with him. What about Ricky's horse in this race?
Yeah, I don't mind Powerful Wings, actually. Look, he's drawn 9, 12, 13, 14, 13, 14 in his last few starts and finally got a barrier draw. But Ricky is going really well at the moment. I think he's got really good chances. I really like Joyful Life, which is his first starter. Powerful Wings, I give a chance. I give Winning Data a chance. I think he's an improver as well. So I think those horses are chances, and both his horses in 8 and 10 are both good chances.
Yeah, well, Chili Baba had no luck last time out. Multi-super on the first page, got the blinkers going on. Of course, Green and White looks a big winning hope in the last.
So that is race number 5, and Ricky's runners. Who's Paul's bets?
Going to go with the 8 on top here, which is Superb Boy. Steps up in trip, but I think it looks good for him this year. Snaffles is consistent without winning. Powerful Wings, we just talked about, finally got a barrier draw. I think he can run on. He's been racing really consistently with a bad barrier draw. And we'll put Galaxy Witness in just to run on at the end, but only on a minor line. I like the 8. 8, 11, 9, 4.
Yeah, I think in this race, Superb Boy's going to be the horse to beat here. I know he's up in trip, and he's had a little freshen up coming into with us, but he's got a big chance here, I feel, coming into with us, does Superb Boy. Won really well last time out, so the trip should be no extra problems for him. Happy Together goes in. Ching, and the best Peach just has to shoulder that big weight, does the best Peach, but 8, 7, 6 and 1.
And that is the preview for race number 5, which means the end of the show is nigh, and we need your best bet.
I'm going to go early in the card, actually, Mark, and race number 2, a horse called Joyful Life. He's having his first start, Derek Long aboard. He's had these trials leading into this race, and we can have a look at one of those. He had 4 of them, in fact. And look, this horse has been going pretty well. You can see that in this trial there, he just wasn't let go at all. Now, prior to this, he did win a trial. That was on the all-weather. And you can see it was just a real educational trial here, and the horse was going so well at the end. So I think he's ready to win fresh up. There's a couple of other really nice first starters there as well. A horse called Meep Meep and a few others, but I think those horses might need a bit further. Long shot, Winning Data. He goes in as a long shot. Ran second last time at Happy Valley. First time we saw any form from him. I think he can go on with it now. We'll do the play in race 8 with Beato, Always Fluke and Riverviews, QQP 349.
Best bet for me is the last race with the Green and White race 10, number 7, Ricky Yu, with Zach Purton drawn 9, covered a lot of ground last time out and was able to win and win strongly. Now this is his trial since up at Chung Fa. Had he settled back in the field here, but did stretch out as a willing partner, certainly over the final stages under a good hole, doing it under his own steam. So it was a very good trial, I thought, from Green and White. So I think he can win again. He's going around in the final event. The value runner, it is Golden Empire, who's trying blinkers for the first time. He has won first up in the past. He's first up this weekend, race 9, number 4. It's Loy and Hewitson, and the play in that race with Beauty Crescent, who ran well, and De Greenwich again with the lightweight.
Ching is back. Barrier number 1, back to 1,600 metres. Lyle Hewitson on board. He's won 4 over the trip, and from the inside gate, he has placed first up. He should be hard to beat with the right sort of run. Going the first starter for John Sires, race 6, number 5, Club Soda. Haven't minded his trials. Reminded a little of Golden Rise, who raced well on debut at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. And the plane race 5, 6 Ching, 8 Superb Boy and 11 Snaffle, 6, 8, 11 in a QQP. The diary for racing in Hong Kong. What is coming up after Sunday? We're back at Happy Valley Trackside Live from 6:10 on Wednesday night. It's Panasonic Cup Day on Saturday, which will be the 11th of November with a 12:30 trackside live. But that has been racing to win, Tom. Big day coming up at Sha Tin, then back to the Valley. Yeah,
can't wait for Sha Tin at the weekend. I think there's a lot of nice-looking new horses that are lining up through the early part of the card, Paul, so they add a lot of intrigue to that races 2 and 3. Yeah,
always a good day. Sasa Ladies Purse Day, and then Nordic Dragon back at Happy Valley. He should be suited by that on Wednesday night.
It's a good meeting out there, but we'll see you at Sha Tin in our finery for Sasa Ladies Purse Day for a 1 o'clock start time.